Probably wouldn't play much of a factor in my life at that time.
This is such a stupid, fun exercise. But anyway, you got Gator in the studio with Stoney. You got the Carson Anderson show coming up. What's the plan?
Well, I think I'm going to hit a lot of things you hit on. The game last night, the hockey game last night, kind of brought up a lot of things for us. Watching Patrick Kane make history was pretty great. But Stoney brings up a good point. Is that the last time we're going to see Alex Ovechkin? And that would kind of suck if that was the last time we saw Alex Ovechkin. Great player.
Yeah.
Got a lot of hockey stuff I want to get to. Of course, the big game tonight, Michigan State, taking place in East Lansing.
Who you got? I got to ask, you never know.
I mean, I'm going to root for my Spartans. A home field advantage, home court advantage.
Where are you going to watch it?
I'm not sure yet. We're my friends and I were trying to discuss that to see if we want to go out or go to somebody's house.
All right, you got Carson Anderson with Stoney in next, 97.1.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network. Powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude. 101.1 WGRY.
Northern Michigan is a wonderful place to live, but you may not realize that 25% of Traverse City area school students live below the poverty line, and more than 200 students are considered homeless. As your caring neighbor in Traverse City, Nicolay Bank is asking all of us to help them fight the freeze. Nicolay Bank is collecting cash donations and gift cards to go to Traverse City area schools for students in need. Bring your donation to either of the Nicolay Bank locations on North Country Drive next to Cracker Barrel or on East State Street at the City Center. Or come to the TC West TC Central basketball game, February 3rd. Nicolay Bank has paid for all the tickets to this rivalry game, so you can bring a donation instead of paying admission. Get all the details on how you can help fight the freeze with Nicolay Bank in their hometown of Traverse City at upnorthsportsradio.com.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Up North Sports Radio. J.J. Rowell filling in for J.C. today on Friday Faceoff. The good news is, just like when we're doing a Titan sporting event, I've got Rich Calkins next to me with all his sporting knowledge and expertise.
Be careful what all that knowledge gives you there, JJ. So, sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But yeah, that's like I always tell my wife, little known and useless facts are stored up here in this computer unit of mine, and sometimes I just have to let it out and talk about it.
Sometimes we got to bring the floppy disk out and blow the dust off of it.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, and what I tell you what, JJ, what an incredible time for sports right now. There are so many things going on in the world of sports, and it's all the sports, even in the off season, football, NFL right now, now we know who the two teams are going to be to play in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the Lions, but hey, the Senior Bowl is going on, and I know a lot of people go, Senior Bowl, what the heck? Well, in scouting and all of that, it's where the seniors of the college kids all get together and play.
Oh,
and so all of the 32 NFL teams are there scouting. So this is how you get to see the kids in person and see how they play.
I feel silly. All these years, I thought the Senior Bowl was a retirement game.
That's good. 62 and over only. That would be great. All the people out there with artificial hips and all that would be perfect. No, that's exactly what. And again, you find diamonds in the rough because, again, only the seniors, kids that are coming out for the NFL that have only played 3 years in college ball are not eligible. They have to be true seniors in college to play in this game. And they practice all week. And so, again, it's a big deal. But we have that going on, of course. We have all kinds we're right in the middle of the seasons of the NBA and NHL. And NBA, we've got trade deadline coming up next week. And the Pistons are playing well. They lost last night, but they got a big game tonight again against the Warriors. But they're the number one seed in the East right now, the Detroit Pistons. And they need to make a move. I truly believe one of their fatal flaws, even though they're playing great basketball overall, they do not shoot the ball well from beyond the arc. And in the NBA, when it comes to playoffs, if you don't play tough defense, which the Pistons can do, they play tough defense, but you've got to be able to shoot the ball from deep. And right now, the Pistons have that fatal flaw where they are not good three-point shooters.
If you can't drive it in, you got to be able to get over them.
That's right. And you cannot. And so they've got to. There's something. Trajan Langdon, the general manager of the Pistons, needs to make a move to get another three-point shooter. The ideal thing would be a 3-and-D guy, meaning a three-point shooter who plays good defense as well. But those are sometimes hard to come by. But those are a huge deal. We've got NHL action going on. The Red Wings lost in a shootout last night, but they've been playing much better hockey overall. And we got a huge rivalry matchup this weekend with the Colorado Avalanche.
I heard him talking about that on 97.1 a little bit ago.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so incredible that those of us that were fans of the Red Wings back in the day when that took place, and it just...
We still go back and
we
watch
go
the
back,
YouTube clips.
Yeah, you do. You have to, because you're watching when the goalies fight, and you got yourself a rivalry when the guys with all the equipment on skate out to center ice and drop the gloves and go at it, man. It's just incredible. Of course, hockey has changed now. You don't nearly see the fights that you used to.
Darren McCarty is still a hero in Michigan from that game.
Oh, absolutely. He sure is. Yeah, no question. So, and other NFL news, Bill Belichick not voted into the Hall of Fame. The voters, who are the writers of football and all of that, exact some revenge against Bill Belichick, I guess.
Somebody finally looked back on it and went, you know what? Maybe it was Tom.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's going to get elected. There's no doubt about it, to the Hall of Fame. But they just wanted to make sure they said not a first ballot Hall of Fame guy. So that's what they did with that. And word is getting out because of the 2 different cheating scandals that took place with the Patriots during his reign as the head coach. They say that was the determining factor as to why Belichick was not elected on the first go-round into the Hall of Fame.
I saw a reaction from that from, what's his name, Jimmy Johnson?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
His reaction was, everybody did that.
Yeah.
It didn't help anyone. Nobody got anything out of it. Everybody was doing it. They were just the ones who the NFL decided to punish for it.
And I saw an interview just yesterday on the Colin Cowherd show that even after it was found that they were cheating, they won 3 Super Bowls after that fact on their own, without the taping scandal, without any of that. So that alone, as a 3-time Super Bowl champ, gets him into the Hall of Fame. Right. Not the 6 that they won totally, but again, he's getting into the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it. But the way they vote coaches in and players, it needs to be changed a little bit because they only allow so many in each time, which is ridiculous. If you have a loaded group of guys that are eligible for the Hall of Fame, why should you arbitrarily just, I'm going to pick this person. This person is a Hall of Famer, but I can't because I can only pick 3 people.
Right.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If there's 5 people deserving, if there's 8 people deserving, get them into the Hall. That's what it's all about. It should not be an arbitrary number, just we can only allow this many in. No, that's silly. Change that rule.
Well, and a lot of it feels like current climate and opinion. Like right now, Bill Belichick does not have a good reputation.
For sure.
He's got too many scandals with this 24-year-old girlfriend, and he's went to college, and it's gone horribly wrong for him.
The first year so far was a rough one. That's for sure.
I mean, the media, the judgment of the media and everything, that's, I think, what's really affected Belichick. And you're right, the past history of Deflategate and the video scandal and all that, it just, Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's
Change, modernize NFL.
Well, and I mean, nowadays we talk about it all the time, JJ. There are so many more media members now. You know, people with podcasts, people that on the internet that aren't like big name people that you see either through ESPN or CBS Sports or Fox or anything like that. There's so many people that have just websites that have opinions, YouTube channels. I mean, there's so many. There's literally thousands and thousands of opinions that come across my computer screen daily. Every time I log in, it's just, oh, this was said, and it's clickbait. Is what happens.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'll open that up and read it, and it's nothing to do with what the headline was.
Oh yeah,
at all.
Whole big thing about Travis Skubal and this and that. And he's going to the Yankees and here, and it's you click on it and it they're trying to sell me a Snuggie.
You know, that's exactly right. Yeah, the old bait and switch. You know, and that they know most people are headline readers.
Yep.
You know, they'll read the headlines and that's it, and then they think that's true. Well, it's absolutely not. You click onto that article, and it absolutely has nothing to do with what's going on, actually. So, yeah, you got to be careful. There's a whole lot of misinformation out there as well.
Yeah, the interweb will get you every single time.
Yes, it certainly will. That is for sure.
Right.
And we got college basketball. What a game tonight with Michigan State at the Breslin Center. Top ranked teams. And playing the highest that Michigan and Michigan State have been ranked when they've met during the regular season.
I don't know how to feel as someone who's grown up my full life in Michigan, supporting all of our sports. I don't know how to feel that all of our teams are competitive.
Yeah, they're doing. I know they're doing really well.
I can't handle this mindset.
No, it's super cool. That's for sure. Both of these teams, you know. Michigan got a big win against Nebraska, formerly undefeated Nebraska earlier this week. They came from behind to win it. And Michigan hung on to beat Rutgers. That was a close game that went into overtime. It really looked like Michigan State was going to lose that, but Jeremy Fears had a remarkable performance and led the Sparties to that victory. So both coming into this game, you know, towards the top of course, the Big Ten. And it's great that we have this in-state rivalry like this, not only in football, but on the hard court as well. So a great game tonight at the Breslin Center between Michigan and Michigan State.
Now, for those of you wondering on our sports lineup tonight here on Up North Sports Radio, we have a Pistons game. And so that's the game we'll be airing tonight against the Warriors pregame at 9:35. It's always up to logistics, right? What game can you never want to cover a partial game?
Yeah, exactly, because that gets you in. Yeah, gets you in trouble.
So sometimes you just have to make the call, and tonight it was decided that we were covering the Pistons because big time over college.
Right. And again, it's out there at Golden State, of course, on California. So that's, you're dealing with that time zone, and that's when the game is played. So you adjust accordingly, and that's the one that's going to be played here on 101.1.
However, I'm sure tomorrow morning on the high school scoreboard show, you and JC will mention that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
For sure.
So we haven't even really gotten to the Super Bowl yet.
No, I know. That's what a matchup. I mean, two teams. I mean, that probably not a lot of people were picking at the beginning of the year that was going to make it to the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, first-year coach at the Patriots, a former Patriot player. Of course, he was the head coach for a long time at the Tennessee Titans. For some reason, their ownership thought they needed to move on from him, and they've been a total dumpster fire since then. So he goes back to where he played for many, many years, and his very first year as the head coach of the Patriots, they're back into the Super Bowl again. So without Bill Belichick, but again, a Bill Belichick disciple in Mike Vrabel, former Ohio State Buckeye, I believe, as well. So, yeah, exactly. Sorry about that.
That's just the reaction.
Sorry, yes. And but he's done a great job. And then how about the Seattle Seahawks getting in back to the Super Bowl again, and with Sam Darnold as their quarterback?
Yeah, after what happened in Minnesota with him.
Yes.
And I saw they asked him about it after that last game, and he like completely blew past the question. Good for him.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good guy. I don't. There's so many people out there that say, "Oh, I can never root for a ginger." I'm like, come on.
That's just
Are you
stupid.
serious? The guy's a redhead, and you can't cheer for that guy at all? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's just silly. But he's played. They always say he couldn't play well in the big game. Well, he outdueled Matthew Stafford in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean, really played great in that system. Did not turn the ball over at all. Played excellent. So I think we got a real intriguing matchup for the Super Bowl a week from this coming Sunday. So have plenty of time to get to that as well. But no, I think it's going to be an incredible matchup. They played in incredible games. There were like blizzards at the one in Colorado in the second half when Denver and the Patriots were playing. And Sean Payton, the head coach of Denver, is still kicking himself, I'm sure, for not taking the field goal in that first half, knowing the system that was coming in to that area where points were they could have taken a 10-0 lead.
He spent how many years in New Orleans in the Superdome playing in Denver weather in January is not an experience he has.
It's a little different there for sure at Mile High.
Not only is the air thinner, but the weather is a little fiercer.
Exactly. When you see pictures from I watched the whole game, but the way the game started and the weather they had, and then you go in to see what it was like in that fourth quarter where they've got leaf blowers out to see where you could see the yard lines and all that. Those are just incredible games, man. Those are so memorable.
In that, I wanted in the Seattle, I wanted to see Stafford win. I wanted to see him go do it again. I wanted to see Blake Corum.
Yeah.
Those were the two guys I had a little bit of emotional investment in. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to cheer for someone,
right,
I'll go for them. I'll go for the Chargers.
I was hoping Adam Troutman, Adam Troutman, the tight end for the Denver Broncos, was going to make it. He's a kid from Elk Rapids that I called some of his high school football and basketball games. So I had the local interest at hand and hoping that Adam was going to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. Didn't happen. I'm sure he'll be back next year. He's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL, and also has got excellent hands when they throw it to him. And so, he's had like a 6-year career already in the NFL.
Wow.
But, got to introduce to him and interviewed him when he was a senior in high school. Tom McCord and I did back in the day. And the kid has hands that when he shakes your hand, his hands come halfway up your forearm. You're just like, and he went on to Dayton, which is known for basketball, but played football there, and then ended up getting drafted in the 3rd round to the New Orleans Saints. And from Sean Payton. And then Payton, when he went to Denver, traded for him. He wanted Adam Troutman on his team. So it's good to have the head coach that loves you.
Yeah, definitely makes a career a little bit more fun, doesn't it?
For sure.
All right, well, Rich, I think we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to concentrate, I think, specifically on Red Wing hockey.
All right.
For the next segment. So let's take a break and be back on Friday Faceoff. You're listening to Up North Sports Radio.
The snow is flying and the chill is in the air. Find a new winter hobby that'll have you breathing in all that fresh air in Bel Air. Super Sundays at Shush Mountain are the day for slope junkies. Not only do you get a lift ticket and rental equipment, but you can also take advantage of a large group lesson with stations covering the core basics of skiing and snowboarding for just $60. It's the ultimate package. Come join in on all the fun on Shush Mountain at Shanty Creek Resort, shantycreek.com.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wiernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. Then Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Hi folks, Jim Jeffries for Michigan Trailers in Traverse City, Northern Michigan's value leader in utility trailer sales. It's never too early to gear up for spring, and it's not too late to get some funds off the books before tax season. With over 300 utility trailers available from America's top manufacturers, we can help you tackle either task with a great selection and incredible values in stock to solve all your hauling needs. See us today on US 31 South across from Menards, Traverse City, or visit us online at michigantrailers.com.
January finds Benetham's looking into the past and bringing back your favorites to start 2026. It's fantastic. Of course, happy hour will put a glow on the gloomiest of winter days. Visit Benethams.com and make your reservation today. Benethams, for the true love of food.
Tune in to WGRY every Thursday afternoon for the Odawa Casino Weekend Ramp-Up. A quick 1-minute look at all that's happening at Northern Michigan's destination for fun and entertainment. Odawa Casino, Y101, Up North Sports Radio.
It's time for Destination NHL. I'm on the phone with Kevin Klein, the biggest Red Wings fan we know. Kev, what have you got on the docket for us to see our beloved Red Wings out on the road?
Well, you have coming up here the Avalanche.
Yes.
And remember, it was less than $500 last week. It's $10.37 now. So
well,
a great lesson to everybody.
Yep.
Book early. That was as low as $3.89, and so book early for that one. So anyway, the best game coming up against is the Ottawa Senators at $4.18.
Okay.
Carolina Hurricanes $4.85. Nashville Predators $5.15. New Jersey Devils $4.59.
That's gone up a lot. That was in the $200 range a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, it was. But still, the hot ticket. Or maybe cool because Florida's going to be cold this weekend. But anyway, March 12th, Tampa Bay Lightning. Probably the prelude of the playoffs, $277. That's the trip. Everyone needs to go and get that. And then you have Dallas at $454. And then at the end of March, Buffalo $433. So get those tickets booked ahead of time and get going. But I also want to say in April, if you're thinking about that return trip to Tampa, April 13th, $265.
Okay.
Now, the classic, though, Florida Panthers on the 15th, going through Fort Lauderdale with Allegiant, $123.
Wow. Yeah. That is a bargain. The tickets to the hockey game might be more expensive than the flight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, when you're at the top of the charts with the Red Wings right now, we've got some things rolling. So plan ahead is the lesson here. Book now.
Book. That's right. Book early and save a fortune. All right, Kev, where do you find all these great fares and destinations?
At tvcairport.com.
Thank you, Kevin, and welcome back to Friday Faceoff on UpNorthSportsRadio.com. And yeah, a week ago you could have booked that trip to see the Wings take on the Avalanche
Yes.
I mean, you could still book the trip, but it's going to cost you a little bit more.
That's exactly right. That's why in the flying game, don't wait till the last minute because it will cost you for sure. So, yeah, speaking of the Red Wings, and we got to congratulate Patrick Kane and what he did, being the top scoring American-born player in the NHL now. So,
congratulations, you win the Wayne Gretzky Award for Americans.
Yeah. No doubt. So so that's pretty cool. You know, he was right on the cusp here the last couple of games, and he got again, it combines goals and assists, of course. And so Patrick Kane, to do that in your career, and he beat out another guy known well around the state of Michigan, Mike Modano.
Yeah,
so,
know that name. Yeah,
very, very cool there for Patrick Kane. But more importantly, they've got a huge series, again, against these Colorado Avalanche. Right now, the Red Wings are sitting in second place in the Atlantic Division, in the Eastern Conference there. Right now with 70 points, 2 points below red-hot Tampa Bay.
And
Tampa Bay has got it going on, baby. They are 8-1-1 in their last 10 games.
And this is the first time in as many months that the Wings have not gained a point in a couple of games, because the first time they've had actually back-to-back losses.
Right, they do. Here's the thing: what's hockey is in their scoring department. They actually get a point if you go into overtime. So you don't get the 2 points that like you do if you win it outright in regulation. But going into overtime, you do get 1 point. So it's kind of crazy, but that's what they. So they give you, for tied at the end of regulation, you get a point.
So in other words, we can't really complain about anything in the NHL if we're too busy trying to figure out the rules and point system.
Yeah, always.
That's a genius system.
Oh, heck yeah. No, they need to get Simon Edvinsson, one of their young defenders there, back. He's got a quote-unquote lower body injury, because in hockey, all they have to say is upper body or lower body. They don't have to be any more specific than that. So
we would hate for anyone to target a specific injury.
No, they do not do. It's not like the NFL where it's an ankle, a knee, a shoulder, or whatever. Nope, upper body, lower body. That's all it is. But yeah, so the Red Wings again this weekend against the Avalanche. Going to be great matchups, of course, and it's starting off at home tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the Little Caesars Arena. And then they're going to go at Colorado on Monday night. So
do they carpool back to Colorado?
Yeah,
no,
they do.
Probably not.
But yeah, can you imagine that Little Caesars Arena is going to be jumping tomorrow for that afternoon matinee game. It's going to be televised on ABC, of course, and of course, I think we'll have it here, of course. Yeah, right here on 101.1. But
now I will say I got an interesting perspective of last night's game because there was a little bit of a false goal. So maybe on social media, that Josh and Jace, the social media influencers that have been all over Michigan the last few weeks, well, they were in Detroit yesterday, and they went to Ford Field and got a VIP tour and declared themselves Lions fans.
Okay.
And then they went across to Little Caesars Arena and got to see the game. Apparently, there was a spot earlier in the game where they thought Kane got that goal.
Right.
Everyone was celebrating, but then there was an offsides.
There is, yeah. See,
they took it back.
Because the coaches can challenge. If that wasn't called initially, the coaches can challenge, and they'll go to video replay, and they will. If you cross over, the blue line before the puck does, then you're going to be offsides. And obviously that was the determining factor. So imagine the pandemonium of the goal being scored, and you're excited and all that, and then you find out, they do a little review a few minutes later. They're like, no goal.
Well, if this was anything like how things have gone in Detroit sports for quite a while, it wouldn't have come back. Kane wouldn't have persevered. He wouldn't have got the goal. The celebration wouldn't have happened, and we'd all walked out disappointed. But this is not what do they say on 97.1? It's not SOL.
It's
not the same old line.
I hate that
phrase.
Hate that phrase.
It's we spent too many years So it was great to see Kane persevere. And listening to Coach McClellan in a little bit ago on 97.1, Rich, you and I have coached.
Mm-hmm.
We've interviewed lots of coaches. We know that when a coach gets asked a question, there is a coach's answer.
Sure.
The rehearsed practice.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we do this one day at a time, one game at a time. There's those coach's answers.
Sure.
But then there are the right answers.
Mm-hmm.
And listening to Coach McClellan, because I grew up in the era of 28 years without missing a playoff game for the Wings and Yzerman and the Russian Fire. That's the Wings, and then it drastically fell off. So to see it, and knowing our coaching challenges the last few years, listen to McClellan and listen to the way he talks, it gives you confidence as a fan that your team isn't just good on paper.
No, he appears to be the right guy. He seems to have them playing on a more consistent basis. You don't have those yo-yo games where they're really good looking one game and then look horrible the next game. Now, again, they can make mistakes. Everybody, they're human, things like that. But again, they seem to play more consistently under McClellan now that he's been there, a year and a half now or so. But, this is, and again, what's in the back of the mind of all Red Wings fans, they know in a few weeks they're going to take the Olympic break.
Yep.
And that's going to be a couple-week break for a few of the Red Wings to play, but the other ones can get healed up because they know what happened. Red Wings fans know what happened last year in the Four Nations tour when they took a couple weeks off to play that. So, because the Red Wings went into that break, playing good hockey, playoff team, all that, and then after they came back, it went into the tank, and it just didn't go well. So in the back of the Red Wings' minds, the fans, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, holy cow, I hope this doesn't happen again. I hope, because again, right now, we're definitely, obviously, in the playoffs the way we're playing. But again, with those point totals, we're only about 8 or 10 points not making it into the playoffs. So teams below us are really close. They're all bunched together. So we need to get back. We've lost 2 in a row now. We need to get back to our winning ways. And doing it against the Colorado Avalanche would be a great way to do that.
Yeah, because the Avalanche have been playing a little rough lately.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They're going to look to come in hard and fast and finish before the break.
Trade deadline for them, too. JC and I talk about it all the time. Red Wings try to attain someone that's more physical. They lack the physicality that is going to be needed in the playoffs in hockey. So if they can somehow, some way get a rugged defenseman, someone that, again, is not afraid to check someone, get them into the boards, take them out, do some things like that in a clean way, that's what this Red Wings team needs in the worst way.
Now, this is a totally unrelated but hockey subject before we take our break for the Outdoor Trails Report from OECO. Did you see the clip from the Minnesota State game? I didn't catch her name, but the young lady who they come crossing the blue line, she comes flying in, goes up against man-to-man on a defender, flips the puck in the air,
right,
knocks it down between the defender's leg, gets it back, passes it to her teammate, they goal a goal.
Wow.
Goal a goal.
I did not see that, yeah.
We'll have to find it and show it to you, because it was absolutely awesome. They've named this after her and say it should be her goal, not her teammates.
Right.
Because of what she did.
Oh, it's pretty incredible when you see, first off, the people that can skate like that,
Or just skate.
I grew up playing pond hockey and all that, but you watch the quality of the skating by these players, and then to be able to handle the puck and do the things that they do on those super thin blades like that is pretty amazing, no question.
All right, well, we're at the bottom of the hour, Rich, so we're going to step aside, get the Outdoor Trail Report for OECO and Toro, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Lindsay Southwell, the Director of Marketing, and we'll do some hang time at Shanty Creek. And no jokes about the buffet, I promise.
Okay.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. Get ready to hit the trails, but before you load up your ORV or sled, make sure you're packed for the conditions. Beyond a helmet, ensure you've got moisture-wicking layers and a small emergency kit with a tow strap, spark plugs, and a fire starter. With these sub-zero wind chills, a spare belt and hand warmers aren't just a luxury. They're a necessity for a safe ride. It's the second big weekend of Tip-Up Town in Houghton Lake, so expect heavy traffic on the trails and on the ice. Fast Eddie's National Hot Sleds on Ice kicks off on the East Bay with Test and Tune on Friday, followed by high-speed racing on Saturday starting at 12:30 p.m. Catch my interview with Fast Eddie on UpNorthSportsRadio.com. Frederick and Grayling conditions are excellent with a deep base, but watch for active logging. Kalkaska's Blue Bear Trail is in prime shape with 8 to 10 inches of fresh groomed powder. In Cadillac, you'll find a solid 2 to 4 inch base with plenty of fresh powder on top. And no matter where you ride, remember, ride right, respect your fellow riders, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it. Clearing the snow is not a problem with the Toro Power Clear 721 Series snowblower. Easy push-button start, power to blast through snow and throw it 35 feet. You'll get the job done faster with Toro's Power Propel. It shreds through snow and reduces clogging with curved paddles and funneled housing. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
Tune in to Red Wings Hockey on Up North Sports Radio.
Brought to you in part by Statewide Real Estate in Mayo. Your journey begins at statewidemayo.com.
Red Wings Hockey on 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Tune in to the Northern Michigan High School Scoreboard Show, Saturdays at 10 for the Student Athlete of the Week, presented by the Michigan Army National Guard. Always ready, always there. 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Watch the TC West Titans streaming live at UpNorthSportsRadio.com. Williams Chevrolet is proud to support the Traverse City Titans. WilliamsChevy.com. TC West Titans on UpNorthSportsRadio.com.
Welcome back to UpNorthSportsRadio.com. No, that's when we do the Titans. Welcome back to Up North Sports Radio. I'm actually on the radio today. It's the Friday Face-Off with JJ filling in for JC and Rich Calkins, and joining us on the phone, Lindsay Southwell, the Director of Marketing for Shanty Creek. How are we doing, Lindsay?
Great. It's a beautiful day.
It is. I think for the first time in several days, we're actually seeing sunshine and blue skies.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of wondered what that orb in the sky was. But yeah, sunshine, blue skies. A little chilly this morning, but it's warming right on up, so we're looking forward to a great weekend.
Yeah, I see the slopes are in great shape on Shush Mountain.
Yeah, that cold really gets that snow crispy and nice. The groomers have done a fantastic job of laying down that corduroy, and I was just on the mountain yesterday. It's amazing out there.
All right. So you're having Super Sunday again this Sunday. As a family man, knowing how much things cost, it's awesome to see great deals to get the whole family out in the sunshine.
Yeah, so this Sunday, and pretty much every Sunday, minus the President's Day weekend, we do this program called Super Sunday. It's great, like you said, for the family, or for those of you who are kind of interested in maybe learning a little bit more about skiing. It's $60, and that gets you a lift ticket, rentals, and some mini lesson stations. So if you're not familiar, this is a great way to introduce yourself, or even if you already know how to ski, you love to ski, and just want the lift tickets and rentals, you can do that too. It's a really great time to get out on the slopes, enjoy a Sunday afternoon.
Awesome. And the weather this Sunday looks particularly nice, if I do recall.
Yes, definitely double digits there.
Yeah, double digits. Now that's just teasing us right there. So, Lindsay, tell us about some other things coming up there at Shanty Creek over the next few weeks. I see you have the 50th anniversary of the White Pine Stampede coming up.
Yeah, so the White Pine Stampede is a point-to-point cross-country race. It starts in Mansalona, ends at Shanty Creek, with several different racing abilities. We have a 50K, a 20K, and a 10K for the more casual skiers. And like you said, it's the 50th anniversary. This race has been a mainstay in the Nordic community here in northern Michigan, and so we're really excited to get those things going. Registration is still available, so if folks want to register or find out more about how they can be involved with the race, they can visit whitepinestampede.org.
Awesome. So what are you looking, I mean, obviously getting out in the sunshine and the snow, but what are some other amenities there at Shanty Creek that you're looking forward to enjoying this weekend, Lindsay?
Well, we have Rich's famous breakfast buffet, which is always a hit with everyone, right? Hand omelets for the whole family. But we have some entertainment this weekend. Saturday night at the Lakeview Hotel, we'll have the Y'all Band. So they'll be playing some kind of like rock country vibes there. But again, tubing, which is great for the family. Lots of fun for the non-skiers out there. We have our snow glide rides, which are a snowmobile, a sleigh behind the snowmobile rides throughout the hills of Antrim County here. So lots of opportunities to get out on the snow. If you're not so much into the snow, you can stay inside, enjoy some food, enjoy some entertainment, some swimming in the pools, and make a great winter weekend out of it.
This is what I've always loved about with growing up in northern Michigan, right in the footprint of Shanty Creek. It was always the destination, even for us locals, to get away for a weekend.
Yeah.
They'd go up to Shanty Creek because you have the skiing, you have the tubing, you've got the entertainment, you've got all the indoor and outdoor facilities, and it's just so much to do. And it's all right there at Shanty Creek. The food, the lodging, everything you need.
Yeah, right at your fingertips. So, make a staycation out of it. It's going to be a great weekend for it. And the conditions, honestly, have never been better this season. They are just so perfect. You won't want to miss it.
Yeah, for sure. Lindsay, my daughters used to ski race over there all the time on Shush Mountain, and it was just so much fun to be down at the bottom of the hill and having them compete against other kids around their ages. And you guys have always done a great job in hosting all kinds of events.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to, we have in a few weeks, we're just a few weeks away from hosting the state championships here at Shush Mountain. So, yeah, come and get it.
Yeah, that's a big deal for sure.
All right, Lindsay, if people want to make reservations, get lift tickets, whatnot, what's the best way they can get a hold of Shanty Creek?
ShantyCreek.com.
All right, go to shantycreek.com. Lindsay Southwell, Director of Marketing, and one of the few people I know that actually does a happy dance in a blizzard.
Absolutely.
We don't got to run the snow machines.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Friday Face-Off, Lindsay. We'll be back with you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Lindsay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Lindsay does a great job there as the Director of Marketing, and really does a fine job in making sure all things are taken care of there, because there's a lot to that job.
Oh, gosh,
you have to wear many different hats, and knowing about downhill skiing and the golf courses and this and that. I mean, in hosting big events. And so for them to host the state championships in downhill skiing is a big deal, for the ski racers out there. So, yeah, so that's a cool event there for sure.
It has been a very long time since I strapped on a set of skis.
Yeah, my kids took it because we got them going on Hanston Hills here locally when they were little, and they loved it. My wife was a downhill skier in high school, and the kids loved it, and they took right to it and competed, and my oldest daughter did pretty well, and then went out to got to go out with the ski team out to Colorado and ski in some of the big mountains out there. And so, yeah, really really as an 8th grader. So yeah, the real cool events there for sure. To what you get your kids involved in, you never know where it's going to go.
Now, Rich, I had this idea about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, with a friend of mine. He's real big in the Ice Bowl in Kalkaska.
Okay.
My hometown. It is a disc golf in the winter.
Right.
And I said, why don't they do Nordic disc golf?
Okay, combining 2 different events. It's kind of like that Olympic event where you cross country ski and you shoot.
Yeah.
But this is cross country ski and then disc golf. Yeah.
You know, it seems like we've got the courses up here. You know, take any golf course.
Well, out at Hanson Hills, they have a bunch of cross-country ski trails, and they have 2 different courses for disc golf out there. And so the Hills course for disc golf, I've played it many times, that would be the perfect idea to do that. But some of those hills, trying to get up in cross-country skis would be quite the job to do that for sure.
Oh, that's just half the challenge.
Yeah.
But I'm working on this at both ends. Maybe I should have mentioned this to Lindsay because, she's got that half of it, and mention it to my disc golf friends. Maybe that'd be a good combined new sport for Northern Michigan.
The Northern Michigan Nordic combined event there for sure.
What would we call this? Nordic disc golf? It just doesn't roll off the tongue, does it?
Right. No, have to take some time with that one for sure. But that's funny.
Oh, all right. Well, do we want to take a break or do we want to talk more sports?
Yeah, let's take a break and then we'll talk some more sports here, and then at the end of that, then we'll get a hold of James Cook and talk about some of the big changes in high school sports coming up, not just
Pay
games.
me that money.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, very interesting. Trickling all the way down to high school. NIL.
Does that mean I can buy a Braden Tillman jersey next year?
You can, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
We'll be back on Up North Sports Radio.
The snow is flying and the chill is in the air. Find a new winter hobby that'll have you breathing in all that fresh air in Bel Air. Super Sundays at Shush Mountain are the day for slope junkies. Not only do you get a lift ticket and rental equipment, but you can also take advantage of a large group lesson with stations covering the core basics of skiing and snowboarding for just $60. It's the ultimate package. Come join in on all the fun on Shush Mountain at Shanty Creek Resort, shantycreek.com.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Hi, this is Don Keller, Executive Vice President and National Sales Director at Blue & Associates. We are one of the nation's premier providers of environmental, engineering, energy, and survey assessments, located across all 50 states and even a local office right here in northern Michigan. I have been providing environmental services for over 25 years, and have succeeded in cleaning up contaminated sites of all kinds. Blue & Associates, cleaning up Michigan and America one site at a time. Visit us at blueinc.com, spelled BLEWINC.com.
Welcome back to Friday Faceoff on Up North Sports Radio. JJ filling in for JC with Rich Calkins. And Rich, I thought we'd talk a little Super Bowl.
Yeah, why not here? We have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots out in south of San Francisco. And that's where this year's Super Bowl is being played. They will arrive there most likely later this weekend, early next week. They'll go through all of the interviews, as they call it, the car wash of interview with all the sports media people, and then give them some time to actually practice and get ready for the game.
So First off, if nobody's announced it yet, we will be covering the Super Bowl here on Up North Sports Radio.
Excellent.
So we'll have the whole pregame. I think it starts at 3 o'clock the day of the Super Bowl. So we'll have the pregame and all of it. So if you're trying to book your trip to San Francisco through tvcairport.com, by all means, if you can make the trip, go make the trip. Have some fun. Get yourself some California sun. But if you're stuck in the snow like the rest of us, you can tune into the Super Bowl here on Up North Sports Radio next Sunday.
Yeah, super cool that we're able to broadcast that again.
It actually gives us the rights to use the word Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly. And not the big game or anything like that.
Or as I've always said, the Super of Bowl games.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, always, as you're a big fan of the Puppy Bowl as well, that takes place.
I am.
So yeah,
that's what I'll be watching.
You and I are both dog lovers, so yeah, we love that kind of stuff. But no, I really think it should be a really good matchup there for sure. With that, the Seattle defense has really played really, really well. You know, they've with their head coach Mike McDonald. There's a young coach. Came from, of course, the Baltimore Ravens, under John Harbaugh and everything there. And then again against Mike Vrabel of the Patriots. So that's a really good matchup there. Seattle can run the ball. And again, Sam Darnold.
Can they run the ball on goal line situations?
Yeah, exactly. Unlike a Super Bowl yes, I know exactly what you're referencing.
I'm just flashing back.
Yes. No, I don't think they'll make that mistake again. They don't quite have the running back of beast mode back there anymore for Seattle, but they still do have the former Michigan State running back who is there, and he's a good, tough. And they had Charbonnet, a former Michigan running back as well, but unfortunately in the playoff game prior to the NFC Championship, I think he tore his ACL, so he's out. So that's unfortunate. But so I mean, really, I think it's going to be an entertaining Super Bowl. Right now, I think Seattle is favored, and that's what. Just looking at the two different teams, I would think that they would be. But I think it'll be a very competitive Super Bowl this year for sure. So. But they've been pretty, to be honest with you, the past few Super Bowls have been pretty entertaining. We've had some good games.
Yeah.
That's
at least what you want. Nobody wants a blowout.
Right. I mean, of course, and, having some new blood there as far as, the Kansas City Chiefs are not there for the first time in a while.
And aren't they leaving Kansas City?
They're going, they're building a new stadium, but remember, they're right on the border. Right. And so they're, one or the other, they're going from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay.
So,
that makes more sense.
And they're right next, of course, they're right next to each other. So they're still Kansas City, but just going to be actually in a different state now. But again, I don't know if that stadium is ready to move into by next year or not, but they will definitely be, they might, very well might, but they'll be ready to, but yeah, it's so now you deal with different state rules by being, so it's fascinating for sure.
Well, being that we don't have a horse in the game for the Super Bowl, Rich, I mean,
we don't.
Are you going to tune in to hope to enjoy a good game, or are you going to try and pick a horse to follow?
Oh, no, it's all about entertainment value at this point for me. Without, the Lions never being to a Super Bowl. The last time, 1957, they won the NFL championship, but that was pre-Super Bowl days, of course. But so I don't have a horse in this race at all. So again, I'm just purely looking at entertainment value for, between Seattle, of course, and New England there. But, they both, that New England defense has played really well during the playoffs, and they've gone up against some really good defensive teams as well. Denver had one of the top defenses around, and somehow, some way, New England was able to find a way to win that. So they are used to that, and Drake May is their quarterback. He's just a second-year guy, and he's played really well this year. He's probably going to end up second in the MVP voting behind Matthew Stafford.
And by all accounts, just the nicest kid.
Yeah, certainly is. Yeah, both of these
Wholesome
quarterbacks.
is the word I would use for Drake.
For sure. Yeah, he's really, seems like a kid that played at North Carolina. and has a lot of people questioned that pick when New England made it, blah blah blah. Well, I tell you what, in his first 2 years, he's really developed, and the kid's a good athlete. He's got good size, doesn't make a ton of mistakes. That is something, though, that young quarterbacks will do. But no, he's played really, really well for sure. And they have a good running game as well. And so they're going to want to run the ball to take the pressure off Drake May. If they can run the ball, that opens up the passing lanes then. And so see what happens there. But I just think overall Seattle they have great special teams. They have a great kick returner and punt returner in Shaheed, and they made that. They got him at the trade deadline, I think, from the Saints, and he's already returned a couple of touchdowns in the time that they've picked him up at the trade deadline for Seattle. So special team, it could come down to that, and when you have the best special teams, that could be the difference between winning and losing.
Well, here's a totally off-related sports reason why I think I'm going to pick the Patriots.
Okay.
Now has nothing to do. I was a Patriot fan for years because of Tom Brady.
Right.
Sorry for Drake May and Mike Vrabel. They get tired of hearing about Tom, but I was a Patriots fan because I was a Michigan man and Tom was a Michigan man.
Sure.
And I just love that story of Tom Brady and how he got where he is.
Right.
Soon as he is gone, I haven't worn my Tom Brady Patriots jersey since. It's in the back of the closet collecting dust. But I'm going to pick Drake May because the story came out this week that I saw. We talked earlier in the show about media headlines, and the headline on the story was about Drake May. He has been dating and now I believe married to the same young lady since middle school.
Oh, is that right?
They showed pictures of him at an 8th grade dance with her, then in high school with her, then in college standing next to her at North Carolina, and then her on the sidelines with him after a Patriots win. So it's,
that's a committed young man.
It is.
Yeah.
He's a wholesome young man, and that's what you need if they're going to be the face of your team.
No, I like to hear stories about good people.
Yeah.
For sure.
So for that reason, when I tune into the Super Bowl next Sunday, that's probably what I'm going to tune in for. And I just Googled it, and I'm a little bummed out. We talked about this last year when I filled in about this time for JC. Nickelodeon is once again not covering the Super Bowl.
Oh, they're not.
If you never got to watch that, it was the most awesome thing seeing SpongeBob and Patrick do play-by-play and color analysis for football.
That's
was just
hilarious.
Great. They taught me a lot.
Yeah.
My career furthered from SpongeBob and Patrick.
That's funny. Yeah. I would like to credit my Hall of Fame career to SpongeBob and Squidward and yeah, exactly. But that's quite funny, JJ, for sure. But.
All right. Well, we're just about the top of the hour. Let's see if I can get Mr. James Cook on the line, who we did see last night at Titan Arena.
Yes, we did. Yeah, he was there covering the Traverse City West Cadillac boys basketball game. Of course, West came out on top, 71-46. West was able to rebound from that performance against Paw Paw last Saturday, so it's a good conference win. Moves West to 6-0 in conference play, sitting atop the Big North, of course, with a 2-game lead.
Hello,
James Cook. It's JJ and Rich from Up North Sports Radio for Friday Faceoff. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good, James. You were at the West game last night. JJ and I were just talking about it a little bit. It was a good rebound game for Traverse City West after losing, which was probably the worst game they'd played all year against Paw Paw.
Yeah, a really good rebound game. I mean, they just came out and controlled that game right away. I mean, what was it? It was 20-6, I think, after the first quarter.
Yeah.
And they had guys like Jacob Banish, giving them a nice little spark too. I mean, he had a couple big threes at the end of that first quarter. It just kind of totally put them in control and say to Cadillac, we're winning this game.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we gave him the nickname Bam Bam Banish last night. So
feel free to
and we
use it.
interviewed him after the game, and he was all for it. And his mom gave us the thumbs up too. So it's all good now. So we've covered all of our bases.
There you go.
But also, I don't want to bury the lead here, James. We've got some. There were only really a few games around the north this last night, and then who knows what's going to take place tonight. I know there are a lot of schools closed around the north because of the cold weather. But this week, the Michigan High School Athletic Association approved basically NIL to take place in the state of Michigan. And I know you've got a big article coming out about that. Why don't you talk about that and when that article's coming out and all that?
Yeah, there'll be an article in Saturday's paper about the NIL stuff with a little more details. The one that came out early in the week. I mean, if people kind of read down into it, there are quite a few restrictions on this. More so than it's not going to make high school athletics college athletics, and what we see now with the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't change any of the transfer rules or anything like that. So students. It actually puts students maybe a little bit more that they have to watch these things to remain eligible. Because you have to, if they have one of these branding deals in place, they have to first run it by the MHSAA and have the MHSAA say it's okay before they can even sign the contract.
Right.
Okay. So to make sure that it's completely between a third party, and that there's no people from the school or coaches or teachers or administrators from the school or anything involved, basically. It's got to be straight between the kid and, whoever wants to give them some kind of sponsorship opportunity or whatever they can do, or if they're big enough that they can, go to a place and sign autographs and charge, or that kind of thing.
Yeah, and my understanding of it, James, is that they want these hard guardrails up to keep that so that you don't step over that, because they don't want to turn this into what college sports has become.
Yeah, completely. I talked to a guy from the MHSAA yesterday, and they even called it I can't remember what they call it, personal branding.
Yes.
I can't remember what the A stands for, but because they don't want it to be called NIL.
Yeah.
That's the terminology everybody's going to use because that's what everybody's familiar with. But they're trying to call it something else, even just to kind of distance themselves from that, because it is different on the high school level than it is on the college level.
Yes.
And even the guy from the MHSAA I talked to said, he's like, this would be a completely different discussion if there was a transfer portal, an equivalent of that in high school stuff, which there really isn't. I mean, if you're transferring from one school to another, you've got to jump a whole bunch of hoops.
Yeah.
And it's got to be legit.
To not lose a year of eligibility.
Yeah. Personal branding activities, the PBA. Yeah.
Yeah, not the Pro Bowlers Association.
No,
I thought that was the Professional Bull Riders. No, it's PBR.
Okay, yeah. But no, I mean, when you, like you said, there is a real negative connotation with NIL. There really is. All of a sudden, if you think that high school kids are going to be receiving millions of dollars to play basketball, to play football for this team, or do things like that, that is not the case here at all.
Right. Yeah. The last couple of states, Michigan is the 46th state to do this. There's only 4 states left that are holdouts. I think Indiana or Ohio is one of those, and like Hawaii and Wyoming, and I can't remember who the other one is. Michigan is not like on the forefront of doing this. They waited for other states to do it. They hopefully wanted to learn what mistakes the other states made and learn from that as well. And most of the other states, like Michigan, the last few that have done this have kind of done it because they were named in a lawsuit.
Okay.
They had a high-level recruit in high school who said, well, these other states have it. I have the opportunity to make some money here, and you're denying me that right. And somebody sued the state. And in the last 2 or 3 states that have done this, that's what's happened, and that was the case in Michigan too. With a football player who said, "I have an opportunity to make, $10,000 to $100,000 here."
Right.
But we're talking about a very small number of kids too who are probably going to do this.
Yeah.
But there'll probably be a lot of little mom and pop things.
Sure.
Some kids at Glen Lake who get something from Cherry Republic or something.
Yeah, sure.
That kind of stuff. Just because they're very active in that community.
Right.
And they there's companies who support athletics pretty regularly, in the area, and I wouldn't doubt that they would do some of those things, but I think it's going to be pretty small change, and I don't know that it's going to change a whole lot, other than give these kids a little spending money.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw an interview last night on 9 and 10 with Executive Director of the MHSAA, Mark Ewell, and he sounded like, look, they are going to really strictly enforce these rules. If you go, like, say you do something behind their back, they find out you're receiving money without that prior approval through MHSAA, that you're going to lose, a potential year of athletics. You're going to lose they're going to be very punitive because they want to have firm control of this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, you've got to give them a 7-day window, I think it is, or a 7-day notice before your deal for them to review it and make sure that it's compliant and that there's no school involvement whatsoever. Yeah. And if a kid gets one of these deals, it can't be recorded or video or audio or pictures or whatever. They can't do it on school grounds. They can't do it during school hours. They can't do it at a game. They can't do it at a practice. They can't wear their jersey. They can't say what school they're from.
Okay.
And it's also even kind of borderline. They're not quite sure how it's going to go. Even if you can say, "Hi, my name is John Smith. I'm an all-state running back."
Okay.
That there's not supposed to be anything for what you've earned in athletics, or awards or anything like that. Yeah. And also that the sponsors can't offer you something like, we'll give you so much for every touchdown you score.
Okay. So, no. Yeah.
It's got to be kind of a flat thing.
That's good. No, that's good, because that was my one question is there incentive things to score more touchdowns, more points in a game where it could potentially take away from team concept of what you're doing? And I could see the high school, the coaches just pulling their hair out of their head because they got a kid gunning up 50-footers, all night long purely to reach 30 points in a game. And it's totally out of the construct of the offense that the coach wants to run.
Yeah, they can't be offering any kind of incentive to get awards or even a thing that says we'll pay you $100 if you get all state.
Okay.
Or anything like that either.
Yeah. No, that's and again, I like the idea that they are, picking up best practices from the other states, in which, like you said, Michigan's the 46th state to approve this now, and so they're able to see, kind of cherry pick what has worked in other states, and then maybe what other things didn't work, so they don't repeat those same mistakes.
Yeah, and the all state thing is interesting too, because I could see how that would put extra pressure on people in the media.
Sure.
If you've got some parent breathing down your neck and saying, "Hey, my kid gets an extra $1,000 if he gets all state, and you vote for him."
Yes. Oh, exactly. Pandora's box is potentially, again, by doing all of that. And I'm
that's
glad
why
to
they
see
kind of got rid of this. They kind of got rid of that. Like, there can't be anything with awards or stuff like that involved in this either.
I just can't believe we've gotten to
and
this
they're and
world.
the MHSAA is going to review the wording of every one of these contracts, and it's got to be a contract that's spelled out, written out. Everything between the parent and the kid and their parents, because most of these kids are going to be under 18, so their parents are going to have to sign on.
Yeah. And I'm sure MHSAA's got their own legal staff that will review that to make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the person who has to do all that.
No, not at all.
I did read, that Ohio recently did this. They did kind of the similar thing where they had to put your contract through the Ohio Association. And I guess in like the first month that since they passed it, there was only 11.
Okay.
In the whole state.
Yeah. And that's what I think.
It's something that's only going to affect a very small amount of.
Yes.
Of kids, at least initially. I mean, after a while, people will probably figure out more loopholes or how to do it better. Maybe they'll look at it a little bit more and all this stuff. And every major policy shift like this is going to have some kind of unintended consequence.
Sure.
That's just how it happens.
Yeah, and I think Mark Ewell said in the interview, again, the director of the MHSAA, said that all the other states kind of average around 100 a year. Is that what you heard as well?
The one that I've seen was just the Ohio example of that they had 11 applications for NIL deals in the first month after they okayed it.
Okay.
I haven't really seen much from other states. I talked to Jeff Kimmerly at the MHSAA. He's the kind of the media coordinator.
Yes, yeah.
And he said, that they had talked to other states and seen what their results were, and pretty much the other states that they talked to said this hasn't really changed much at all.
Okay. Yeah.
Other than for a few kids, like Uprice Underwood. Yes, this would have.
Yes.
He would have gotten something. Yes. Players like that. As far as from around here, I mean, over the last decade, kids who would have maybe been able to get something like this, Josh Burnham, I would think.
Yep. Right.
Maybe. Hunter Jones.
Yes.
He's huge in running and nationally ranked in running. So I would imagine, some, shoe companies give these things all the time. Currently, the one that pops off my head is similar. It's a track athlete, which would be Lorelei Zielinski, because she's one of the top-rated throwers in the country.
Okay.
So and the shoe companies are heavily involved in track and field. So.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even know how much or how if that would happen. I'm just like I'm just kind of spitballing a couple of names.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Again, they have to have that name recognition in that sports amongst that community, and like you said, Nike heavily involved in shoe deals and different things like that, and that just kind of makes sense.
Yep, and even the other shoe deals, the other shoe companies too.
Yeah,
I mean Nike does the nationals, the Nike Nationals things, which is the big, national high school kind of championship. But other shoe companies are pretty heavily invested in track and field too. Adidas and all those.
Okay. Anything again? This is your article is going to be out tomorrow, correct, James?
Yeah, it'll be in Saturday's paper. It'll be online in the morning, Saturday morning, and touch on a lot of these things and some more details and reactions from athletic directors and coaches, and I'm trying to get a hold of a couple of athletes actually.
Yeah, that'll be great. Okay, kind of switching gears now. We really appreciate your giving us a little more in-depth understanding of what this all means. And again, for about 99% of all the athletes around the state of Michigan, it's not going to affect them whatsoever.
Yeah, probably not. It's going to be one more thing maybe for coaches to have to monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to have really a whole lot of say in it. It's just going to be a kid saying, I have this contract.
Yeah. It's going to be
and that's pretty much it.
It's going to be more of an athletic director even stepping in prior to any of this going, hey, this is a new thing in high school sports now, so you players need to be aware of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the way the whole thing works with the athlete working out their own branding thing with some company that wants to sponsor them, it kind of takes the coaches and the athletic directors and the principal and all those out of it. Okay. It just goes pretty much straight from the athlete to the MHSAA.
Okay.
And then the MHSAA says, okay, this contract is worded okay, or this contract, is against the rules. You have to redo it, or it's no good.
So they're going to eliminate any middleman per se, like you said, with the athletic directors and all that. So yeah, so like you said,
because they don't want schools involved in this. Schools are not allowed to be involved in this whatsoever.
Okay.
Coaches can't, arrange with a kid to meet with somebody so-and-so from a company and say, hey, there's an opportunity with this company.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. Tonight, James, what do you have going on in the sports world?
I think I'm going to try to go to the Mansalona basketball game against Gaylord St. Mary. So two of the better teams there in the Ski Valley Conference going head to head.
Yeah, Mansalona got them the first time they played this year. I know Coach Rich Moffitt very well from St. Mary's. He coached at Grayling for 25 years, so got to know Rich very well. And, most of their losses have been very close this year. So they've, in the losses that they've had, they've been all close games. So, and that is at Mansalona?
Yeah, that's at Mansalona tonight. Yep. And then, so Gaylord St. Mary is one of those teams that's, they're 8-4 in the conference, but have had pretty good season so far. And then Mansalona is 12-2 overall, 9-2 in the conference. So they're trying to stay on the heels of East Jordan, who's 12-0 in the league this season. So
playing very
they're trying to keep right in it.
Yeah, Mansalona, the Iron Men, love that. So, all right, James, JJ and I will be back in the gym tomorrow for a 1:30 tip-off against Sault Ste. Marie. That's a makeup game from last week there, so trying to get back on track. And so appreciate you joining us here on Friday Face-Off. Again, that was very informational what you told us about the new NIL deal there in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Jay, we'll see you around, buddy.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
James Cook from the Traverse City Record Eagle.
It just staggers my mind, Rich.
That we're
high
here.
school kids.
Me too. When I first heard this, I'm like, this is crazy. But then I get down into the minutiae, some of the details, and find out more information, and they're just adapting and adjusting to the world we live in now. Wow. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but it sounds like as far as rules and parameters, it's going to be very strict. Kids aren't going to be pulling up in Bentleys in the parking lot like in college. Seriously, kids do that in college with their NIL money, and this will be nothing like that whatsoever in high school sports.
All right, we're about to get cut off, Rich. This has been the High School Sportscape, brought to you by Sarah Ford in Kalkaska and Gaylord, proudly serving those areas.
Presenting industry leaders like Volvo Construction, Takeuchi, Cinnabogan, and more. Whether you're looking for your first machine or trying to find the right piece of rental equipment to help you win your bid, Alta has a solution and 0% financing. We sell, rent, buy, and service. Visit us at altaequipment.com or call us at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.